The girls from the Ismail family are exploring the Canadian wilderness using tiny magnifying scopes at the Manitoba Museum. They spent the day learning about the history and culture of their new home.
As the kids were literally in hiding, Saudi authorities were breaking down their door and ready to deport them at any minute.
Both their parents were dead. They had no papers, no work permits. Their older brother managed to make it all the way to Canada, and he sent for the rest of his 10 siblings with the help of local organizations. Those same organizations are helping make a difference for the family to adjust to life in Winnipeg with fun trips like the Manitoba Museum today.
The girls loved the trapper furs. They went on board the 17th century ship, the Nonsuch, and strolled through the streets of 1920s Winnipeg in the Urban Gallery. They even peeked into The Shenanigans, a Charlie Chaplin film playing in the miniature theater. But they were too shy to get past the front door. They were also a little hesitant about Canadian food. But, speaking through their translator, they say that it's not that much different from back home.
They have tried French fries, but not with the gravy and stuff, so.
Canadian cuisine doesn't seem like it'll take that much getting used to, as the girls' favorite food from back in Saudi Arabia isn't that much different from your typical Canadian teens.
They love rice and macaroni pasta.
Geoff Schultz, RRC TV.
RRCTV's Geoff Schultz headed out to Spring Hill to see if volunteers there could break a world record.
163 skiers and boarders joined together with participants from 50 other hills across Canada to help set a world record for the most tandem snow angels in multiple locations.
Who doesn't love to make a snow angel? It's so much fun.
Ski patrollers from across Canada were on hand to make sure record breakers weren't breaking any rules at Spring Hill Winter Park. Even a single footprint in any snow angel means no Guinness record.
Give it to the ski patrol.
George Kristchuck is collecting tickets from the angels for the official head count. He's one of the first ski patrollers in Manitoba. He's been volunteering on the hills almost 60 years and still loves it.
I'm still doing it, so it must be enjoyable.
The Canadian Ski Patrol depends on its 4,600 volunteers to help athletes like Jessie Friesen, who was hurt just last week.
Well, I was coming down the jump and I overshot it, and I can't really tell you about the landing because I don't remember. They put me on a backboard and then they put me on this sled attached to their quad, and they pulled me up the hill into their shack.
I'm standing here in front of this 40-foot tabletop at Spring Hill, where 9-year-old Jessie Friesen last week injured himself. Lucky for him, the Canadian Ski Patrol was on site to give him the care he needed, and he'll be back on the slopes as soon as possible. Geoff Schultz for RRC TV.
And as RRC TV's Geoff Schultz shows you, the Stanley Cup isn't the only thing drawing hockey fans downtown.
A giant gold light lit up Earl's on Main Street yesterday. The red light drew a crowd of people taking photos and video. Margeaux Baunemann and her husband John have come down during the day to check out the 20-foot light that's traveling across the country to celebrate Team Canada.
We've been excited to bring the kids down to show them anything that's exciting about hockey in the city.
Their boys, Paxton and Patrick, have packed matching jerseys to pose for some pictures with their dad in front of the giant light. Paxton and John also took some time to examine the hundreds of names from fans who had their names engraved on the light. Meanwhile, Jeff Haulk joined other fans idling out front in hopes of finding their name on the giant light.
Yeah, it was a contest through Budweiser.ca to put your name on the mobile red light. So I thought, oh, why not put my name on? But obviously, there's no way I'm going to find it because there's so many names on there. It's going to take forever to get it.
But that didn't stop Geoff from Instagramming a few photos of the light from his driver's seat while fans made their way to last night's game.
Budweiser's giant goal light will leave Winnipeg tonight at 1 a.m. It'll travel west to Calgary and Vancouver before heading to its final home, the North Pole. Geoff Schultz, RRC TV.